Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. I didn't just do a huge belch before starting this video at all. X-Men's X-Men Dark Phoenix hit the cinemas on Friday, and it's a big fat flippity flop flop. It looks like it's just gonna tank. The Friday domestic takings are $14 million. And it's been projected to get, domestically, again, $34 million over the course of the weekend, which is pretty horrendous. The budget of the movie is $200 million. Then you've got to take marketing into consideration. Now, I don't think this film's had the best marketing at all, but let's just add another $100 million on top for marketing. They've probably got to hit at least $300 million to break even with this film. They are predicting that it's going to do better internationally, but will it be enough? Who knows? My point is, who cares? This has been my problem with the young X-Men franchise for a while now. Who cares? Now, I thought First Class was okay. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was like a 6 out of 10. It tried to set up a younger version of, in the same timeline, we're kind of gone to that, a younger version of the previous X-Men franchise, which was set up by Bryan Singer. Just don't let him near you, kids. Which had some great films in. The first X-Men film was good. The second one I thought was great, which was actually a screenplay by David Solid Snake Hayter. Oh, yeah, baby. And Last Stand, let's not think about that one. And then, the spin-offs were varying degrees of crap. With the odd decent one or two thrown in for good measure. But the previous worst of any of the X-Men franchise had been The Wolverine, which debuted at 53 million. 6 years ago. Probably a little bit of inflation to take into consideration there, so it's probably done a little bit better than that. I liked The Wolverine. I thought it was just a fun little popcorn movie. Didn't think about it too much. Hugh Jackman, just looking sexy. And he had a couple of sexy Asian ladies with him. Giggity giggity. That's a party to me in my book. So I thought it was alright. But what do I know? I'm a guy who thinks the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order looks good, and all you guys are going at me. I like it, I like the look of it. So anyway, I just want to start off a little bit of a rant. A rant about this X-Men stuff, because this is the final X-Men film, because Fox is now being taken over by Disney, so they're getting all those franchises, you know, your Deadpools and your Wolverines and your X-Mans. And no doubt they'll recast. They'll recast the whole job lot, put it in their own universe, do their own thing. So I'm not going to see this at the cinema. I didn't see any of them at the cinema. I waited for them to come out on, various streaming services or Blu-ray or Netflix or whatever. But I have actually predicted certain things in this film, which I've written down for you. So here we go. So number one, X-Men, I don't care about, do things. I'll get back to that one. Professor X tells Magneto not to do bad thing. Magneto does bad thing. I warned you, Eric. I still don't care about the X-Men and keep wondering where Quicksilver is. Because he's only in it for one scene in every film, isn't he? And he does something really cool and then he's gone. Why do they look exactly the same as they did 30 years ago? All right. So this is the whole problem with the X-Men franchise. Because I kind of think of this as more like cosplay X-Men as opposed to the X-Men. It feels like, and I know it's got some good actors involved. I think James McAvoy is a great actor, and Michael Fassbender is a phenomenal actor. He just doesn't really get to stretch with this. Jennifer Lawrence? Nah, I'm good, thanks. But this has got some great actors in it. However, the series itself has just never hit a chord. It feels like it's a college student's project for university, and they're all just dressing up as them, and somebody's recording it, and then somebody's going on to Adobe After Effects and then putting some pew-pews in. That's what it feels like. And when the first film was set in the 60s with the Cuban Missile Crisis, I thought that was quite cute. But then they started to jump decades. Oh, then we're going to the 70s and nobody aged. And then we jumped to the 80s and nobody aged. And now we're in the 90s and nobody aged. In 8 years' time, Magneto's going to be Sir Ian McKellen. And James McAvoy's going to be Sir Patrick Stewart. And they look considerably older. Somebody said to me, well, actually, at the start of the first X-Men film in the year 2000, it said, not too far in the distant future. Yeah, do you know when the distant future is? Tuesday coming. Sunshine. So it's complete. All that is completely out of whack. The gimmick just doesn't work. You know, the decade jumping stuff doesn't work because they're not aging and it looks stupid. It looks real stupid. Anyway, never mind. But the biggest problem is I don't care about anyone. I don't care about anyone. In the Bryan Singer, don't let him near kids, series, I cared about Patrick Stewart. I cared about Magneto. Not so much about Mystique. But Rebecca didn't get really too much to do. But I really cared about Wolverine and Jean Grey and Cyclops because they had this wonderful little sexy triangle thing going on. And I thought Famke Janssen as Jean Grey was stunning. I thought she was great. She's got such charisma and presence about her as an actor. And so's Hugh Jackman. So I thought they were a perfect pairing. They had sizzling chemistry together as well. So I cared about these characters. In the cosplay version, cosplay, not the Cosby version. That's where they all get drugged and fall asleep. Never mind. In the cosplay version, nobody. I don't care. Oh, look, Cyclops is there. So what? What's he do? He just stands there with a visor going, What does Jean Grey do? Act badly. Sorry, Sophie. Sorry, but, they don't just stand there. What does Beast do? What does James McAvoy do? We made a film just so I could lose my hair. I think Michael Fassbender has been the better. The irony is, and this is ironic, Michael Fassbender, I think, has been the best actor of the whole series. And yet, ironically, he's the person which doesn't fit the series at all. He fits into the first film because he's required, but after that, he feels like he's shoehorned into all the others. And therefore, the storylines never feel organic because it's always involving a little bit of Magneto being, I'm a good guy, I'm a bad guy, I'm a good guy, I'm a bad guy. He's flipped more times heel babyface than the Big Show in WWE. That is a deep cut to wrestling fans. Everyone else is just looking at me going, what? What are you talking about? So the franchise for me has just never worked. It's just never got me involved. I've never cared about it. But I want to say something. So that I think that plays the biggest reason why people just aren't bothered in seeing this. There's nobody to care about. The stories have been daft. There's no investment in anyone, and the gimmick is dumb. The gimmick is really dumb. So that's, I think, the major reason. However, let's just end the video on a funsies. So I think they realise that they're not drubbing up a lot of interest in the film. Maybe predictions are showing that it is going to be low. Expectations low, box office low. So they released a couple of days ago, before the release, Friday release, they released a little snippet from the movie to get your taste buds going. To get those going. So what do they do? Well, you've got, I was going to say president. You've got Professor, or maybe President, Xavier in his study. And then you've got Jennifer Lawrence, not as Mystique, just as Jennifer Lawrence. and she's berating him because, you know, that's where we are nowadays, saying, the men aren't doing a lot round here. The women are saving the men. Maybe we should call it ex-women's. That was the scene they went with. And apparently that is the only woke scene in the whole of the film. And yet they go and project out there when 99.9% of their audience that they really should be appealing to are normies. People who just want to come to a movie and just stuff popcorn in the face and leave 2 hours later going, yeah, it's alright. Yeah, it's alright. Might get on Blu-ray. That's all they're there for. The X-Men, it's never going to win an Oscar. It's not going to be an Oscar winning. You know, none of these actors are going to take Best Actor or Supporting Actor or anything like that. You know, that's not what it's there for. Nobody's going to be debating these set of films in universities in the future. No. That's the one that they went with. And it shows probably the massive disconnect with Hollywood. Because they're all up their own flipping assholes. What's been good? What do people like? What do people like? Well, there was that Captain Marvel film, and that did $1 billion. Fine. All right, they like wokeness. Okay, put that scene in. It's the only one we've got. So if anyone was like on the fence about seeing the film, chances are they saw that scene and were just like, no, I'm good now. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm fine. But apparently that is the only woke film. And there's nothing wrong with plenty of women being in film. There's nothing wrong with plenty of men being in film. There's nothing wrong with whatever ratio you go with. What people want is a good film with a good script. Not nonsensical rehashed crap. And that's exactly what this looked like. So, Kel, surprise! It did garbage and it's tanking like a Panzer division in World War II. So I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up. That was dark. Dark Phoenix. And also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming. Links, they're in the description box down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now. Three, two, one. Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. I didn't just do a huge belch before starting this video at all.